All right. The next one we're talking about is the object select. Now, basically, this is a selection kind of class of tools with the W as but the shortcut. Now, basically, it helps you to just quickly select, either your image or the object just at a snap of a finger, the blink of an eye, selected. Now, this is the tool I talked about. That it's amazing. In fact, it's one of the greatest tools that Photoshop has created so far. What it does basically helps you to make a selection, finds and automatically selects an object inside a defined region. In fact, it's just amazing. Now we can select this image. We'll just click on it, right, and drag it on this image, and it will just find the edges itself. Isn't that amazing? So you can save a lot of time. Save yourself time, stress, energy. Trimming pictures. Maybe you have like 10 pictures to trim. You just use this to trim them. Though of course it may not be accurate, but it's like 70% accurate, and it's very amazing. So that is that. And just then you can see of course I don't expect edges to be perfect because you just need to do one or two touches on it and all of that. But overall, this is just amazing. So that is that. Then you have another one, the quick selection tool. Let me select the layer where it does basically helps you to find and select the edges. Finds and select the edges. So you know why this is closing out? It's because I selected before. Now I selected subtract from selection. So I'll just click on add selection. So it just adds the selection, and adds the selection. You get the point now. Okay. So that's what it does basically. I can increase the size of the brush here a little. I can drop the hardness if I want. Just drop spacing. Just apply. So let's just, for the purpose of this, of course there's a tutorial separately, there's a class separately for that. So for the purpose of it, just flow with it, okay? Copy. Then did you see that? Of course, this is something that's here. So of course we'll get to that class anyway. But did you see that it trimmed, the edge? So just take it. The next one is what the magic one. Magic one also works like this, but this one you just click at once. Let me select the layer. Always be very careful to select the layers. Now what it does basically is that it selects similarly colored image areas. Look at it here. Now this color, it selects just the area that's of similar colors. So what if I just want to pick here and pick here? I'll just hold my shift key. You will see that the plus sign is showing under the mouse pointer. So I just click right and add and all of that. So if I want to delete this out, now I want to remove this padlock. How do I do it? I can just double click on it on the layer, or just double click on the padlock. Then it just automatically it leaves. Then I will right click if I want, or I can just delete. When I press delete, it deletes that part selected off. That's not what I want to. So that's the one thing about the object select, the magic one, and the quick selection. Right. So the next one is what the crop tool. I'm going to be a bit faster, so that we can cover some ground. So this helps to just basically trim the workspace itself. Let's say this is the image. You want to have a passport size. So it basically trims the workspace in itself. Do you understand it? You see that's cut everything out. So it trims the workspace. Now, like this is a passport size. I'm going to undo Z. Then that's for that. The perspective, the slide has slides, and all the things. I'm going to explain them in a later video. So let's just move on. Then you have the eyedropper tool. All the sources are amazing. The eyedropper, you can just pick a color and apply it in another design, or just pick it. You can even pick this color. So what it does is it changes the foreground color or either the background color. Depending if you swap it, then it will change automatically. So you have this. Maybe you want a particular color, you can just click on it. Pick a sample of that color. Let's say you want the color on her face. So it's the eyedropper tool that you use to pick colors, on an object. Select samples from an object. So you can just use it to pick a color here. So it gives and drops that color. You can move to the next tool now, which is brush tool. Like, say for example, we just selected a color. So we selected this color, for example. Now you can use the brush tool to apply the color on the image. excuse me, this the flow. If you want the brush to be 100%, you take the flow to be 100%. So this is it here. What am I doing? I'm just applying the brush to. You see that, but it's kind of too much, so I'll just undo. Right, Ctrl D to display like that. Then I'll just drop this a little. Professionally, it's always advisable that you create a design in layers. So I'm not going to apply that effect directly on this object, this image. I just decide to create a layer. Of course, I'll come to layer palette. Then I'll come to click this plus sign here to tell you create layer, new layer. So just click. Now I created an additional layer, so I can apply my effect, my brush rather, on what this image. Right now, how do I apply it? I just click my brush tool. I just click and apply. Just click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Meanwhile, the flow is about, let's say we dropped it to around 17. So you can see that ordinarily you're even designing as a professional already. So that's for the brush tool. So the pen tool, all these ones are like, then the color replacement. We're going to talk about all of them in next videos to come. Then you have this also, the history. You have the history bar, you have the gradient where you can select colors, two or three different colors. You have the dodge to lighten the particular area. We get to use all of those gradually. The burn tool helps you to burn or darken a particular area. Then the sponge also has its own function. So there is a pen tool where you can make and make parts or objects. You can see the drawing also. You can make custom shape with that. So we'll get to all this part. I'm just giving you an overview basically so you can get to understand it. So of course each of them they have tools under them. We'll get to them also. Then the blur tool, as the name implies, blurs the image. You can blur the image. You can sharpen it with the sharp tool. So smooth is like distorting the image. Did you see that? You can distort the image. That's the function of smooth. We get all of this anyway. Let's just undo all the ones. History bar. Where is the history bar? Okay, good. History bar. Just remember the history bar, right? Just take them out completely. So this is the text tool. The text tool has also its own other properties. Vertical. We'll get to all of this anyway. Just an overview. Then you have the part selection. Part selection basically works in line with what the pen tool. And in this way you can draw your shapes. Rectangle, the rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, diagonal and all of that. So you can draw them out. We'll get to all this extensively. Then it's for zoom, where you can zoom in the picture. And when you want to zoom out, you can hold the Alt key and just zoom out. Then this is for other tools, edit bar. So then there's a pan tool where you can carry. Take for example, you zoom the picture, zoom it kind of close. So you can carry it with your palm tool. Palm tool is basically if you're working, maybe on zoom tool, you can hold the space bar on the keyboard and it converts to the palm tool so you can carry. Because sometimes when you're trimming a picture, you zoom it close, you can just hold the space bar on the keyboard and it automatically converts to the palm tool where you can actually adjust. Then we talked about the smooth already. We talked about this is the eraser background, magic eraser. All of this clone stamp tool where you can copy a particular spot and apply another spot. We'll talk about all of this, gradually as we get in the healing spot, whereby I can help you to remove mark blemishes. When you're talking about photo editing and retouching, then this is a frame also where it acts like a power clip, where you can put in an object or a picture inside another object. So that's that. So this is just a little wrap. Then this one here, this is a foreground color, and this is the background color. This one, if you apply a color, this is what color to apply to, and this one is for the background. We'll get to all of this in the next lessons.